Just wanted to share with you some stuff I bought today from a used bookstore. And that would be the Magic of Xanth series by Pierce Anthony. I read these books when I was a kid and I fell in love with them. They inspired me. They gave me my sense of humor. And there are a lot of these books. I think there are now over 48 books in this series. And the author, Pierce Anthony, who is now 91 years old, is still actively writing books. And he's got 2 that are coming out, hypothetically, this year. It'd be sure cool to meet that guy. Sounds like he's still got all his wits about him. So I've got the first book, Spell for Chameleon. Second book, The Source of Magic. And the third book, Castle Runa. And these books are high fantasy, but it has satire and puns sprinkled in. But not so funny that it's not serious and it doesn't feel like a grand adventure. It feels like just the right balance. And I notice that sometimes in shows and movies where I would say a good example of that would be the first Avengers movie. Not the first example of it, but the first Avengers movie that was the perfect mix of charm, funny, quirky, and awkward moments, and seriousness of the fate of the world on the line. I really like that mix. And much to the same tune, it's another book series I got by Robert Asprin. And they're called like the Myth Adventures. But the first one is called Another Fine Myth. This is a double book here, so it's got Another Fine Myth and Myth Conceptions. Each book in his series has like myth in the title, as you can see. I think this is almost the whole series of his books, and very similar concept. It's maybe starts a little bit more funny, but then it gets a little bit more serious than Magic of Xanth series. But high fantasy with some comedy and puns, and just I love these. Like, you follow a protagonist who's a bit of a goofball, and over time, you know, that protagonist becomes something magnificent, but very step by step, and still a little bit of that goofball energy. And my takeaway from that was I try to emulate, and I try to learn a lot from the fictional role models I encounter in my reading adventures, especially as a kid. And I think one thing I learned from having a protagonist who I would fall in love with, the concept of knowing that they still have some of that. Some people would say it's a negative attribute, like the being a goofball. I saw it as a humbling realization that they are able to still be content just being silly and enjoying life, and being humble. And you don't have to be like the most badass warrior. I mean, you push yourself every day and grow as a person, but hold on to that side of you that is chill and I don't know, has that kind of energy, makes people laugh, and doesn't take life too seriously. Humbleness. All right, I'm gonna enjoy these books as soon as I finish the current series I'm on, which is another series by Pierce Anthony called the Incarnation series. Or maybe I'll finish the book that I'm on, book 2 in that series, and then I'll start this. I'm really itching to get back into these books. They're so good. Okay,